The S&P 500 is currently at a key support level, but will that level actually hold, or is it going to get broken? So from the last video of the S&P 500, the price was actually sitting around the 50% Fibonacci retracement line, which is a key support. And I said from the last video that if the price broke this 50%, that it's likely going to head down to test the 61 as a potential support. But looking at when the price actually reached it, it broke just below it, but the price recovered back above it and closed yesterday's close above the 50%. The bulls are starting to accumulate within this area, bringing a lot of demand in, fresh demand, or already demand that was already there. So it's just a case of waiting to see what's happening. Today's price is likely going to close bullish, and then if it closes bullish, then the price might head up to, or most likely will head up to, basically the potential resistance around $436. And then if it gets there, likely because this has not been tested and this is just potential, but if it gets there, there might be a chance of it breaking and potentially heading to test the high of $460. So we just need to wait to see what the market's saying right now. And also there's still a lot of uncertainty with the war that's going on. There's a lot of unrest. A lot of people potentially trying to take the money out of funds, put it into safe havens, like I mentioned also in the last video, put into safe havens like gold, precious metals, and potentially some bonds, even though the bonds market is not really doing the best either. But if we just have a look at what is moving, because there's a bullish market somewhere. So in today's stock movers, so MGM Resorts International closed up more than 3% to lead gainers in the S&P 500 after HSBC initiated coverage on the stock with a buy recommendation and a price target of $49. So basically, whenever analysts give their price ratings, whether it's positive or negative, that really affects how that stock is doing, because a lot of people look to these analysts as, okay, well, they know the ish. So if they're saying that this is potentially a buy or a strong buy, or if it's neutral, then they position themselves accordingly. And Walgreens Boots Alliance closed up more than 3% to lead gainers in the Dow Jones. Nvidia closed more than 3% to gain leaders in the Nasdaq 100. So these are stocks that are basically in different funds. So you've got the Dow, you've got the SPY, S&P 500, you've also got basically Nvidia going into the Nasdaq and all of that. So Carnival Cruise closed up more than 3% on signs of insider buying after an SEC filing showed Carnival director Weisenberger bought $1.15 million worth of shares of his company's stock. So if a CEO or a director is buying a lot of shares in the company, that gives you a lot of confidence as an investor that this CEO knows something that you don't. Of course, they're running the company. So if they buy a lot of shares in it, then there's a chance that they're taking the company in the right direction, which is upwards and onwards. So investing in that, positioning yourself into that stock, you're likely going to see a positive return on investment. So that's a good sign. If you're looking to get into Carnival, CCL is the ticker. This is definitely positive news. So other ones, Booking Holdings, Textainer, Pinterest, Church and Dwight, FMC Corp, Okta Inc., Chevron. So the list goes on. So these are basically just stocks that belong to these funds. These funds own shares in these stocks as well. So on a technical note, the price is at the 50%. So that's a good sign with all these other stocks and companies doing well. Analysts are giving them buy ratings. This all basically contributes towards the S&P 500 doing well. So if I have a look at the Dow Jones as well, just to have a look to see where it is again, this one is at the 61%. So statistically, this is a strong support zone. So as you can see, green candle today, I mean, the price gapped up from 329 up to where it opened just above the 61% at 330. And right now we're seeing a green candle. So we're likely going to see this price head up to the 38% Fibonacci retracement, or if you're looking at in terms of actual figures, it's likely to head up to $340. So guys, keep an eye on that. If you're invested in the Dow the Dow, then yeah, keep an eye on that. So if we then have a look at the Russell, and the Russell, this one has been taking basically a hard hit, but the price has come down to effectively support, and I covered this on the last video, but basically this support is a quite a strong support because there's been a double bottom, and every time the price has reached $162, there's been a recovery and a bounce back up. So there's been a lot of demand, and there's still a lot of demand by the looks of things. There's still a lot of demand around this area, so you're likely going to see a lot of buyers stepping in and pushing this price back up to at least test 170. 170 right now is sitting as a resistance because it was previously a support, but the price broke it, as you can see, and it broke it with quite a lot of volume. I mean, that's quite a big candle, and chances are there's a lot of volume behind that move. But nevertheless, we'll just need to wait to see if the price goes up. First of all, test it. If there's a close above the 170, then you're likely going to see a lot of bullish movement in the market of the Russell, and a lot of demand stepping into the market just to push it back up again to test 188, between 188 and 191. And again, if he tests it and doesn't get above that, then you're likely going to see a range bound movement between 170 and 188. But then if we have a look at the MACD just to see where the momentum lies within the market, and right now we're at a dead cross. Recently just hit the dead cross, and again that's because the price has been basically taking a beating. So we just need to wait to see if this dead cross fully establishes and becomes a strong one. One of the indicators into that is if the price actually breaks this support line at 162, then likely you're going to have a lot of supply entering the market, and this dead cross will be well established, and it'll continue heading down with the histogram volume getting bigger and bigger each time until the price effectively finds a new support. But the odds are more in the favor of the bulls right now, and the price actually recovering. So just keep an eye on the $170 area. It's actually looking pretty positive in my opinion. Same with the Dow and also the Russell. We're likely to start seeing some demand stepping into the market and pushing the price up, despite what's going on in the war, etc., with Israel and Hamas and all of that. So we just need to wait to see what goes on with this, and because the S&P 500 comprises of a lot of these big companies, if they're doing well, then they're just going to attract more investors, or the current investors that are going to retain them. And the next video, what I'll do actually is I'll give price predictions of where I believe exact points of where I believe the price is going to head to. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys subscribe, and of course hit that notification bell so you don't miss any further content. I'll be bringing out regular updates on the S&P 500, possibly the Russell, and also the Dow Jones. And if you want me to do any technical analysis or look at any of the stocks that perhaps you're invested in or looking at to invest in, let us know in the comments below. And if there's a number of you guys that basically want that same stock analyzed, then I'll go ahead and get a video out for you guys. And also give this video a like, lets us know that this is the kind of content that you like to see, and I'll keep bringing out videos like this, and also help support the channel, help support what I'm doing, basically bringing out content for you guys to have a look, just to get an idea of what's going on with the market. But anyway, thanks for watching guys, I truly appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one.